guys, it's your girl Ashley. If you're new to my channel, what's up? And if you're not new to my channel, you guys might remember this girl here. I'm sorry, but I don't know, we don't know how to start this video or how this video is going to be.
Basically, we're going to tell you why we stopped being friends for almost a year now.
Yeah.
How that came down to happen. So for those of you who have followed Ashley for a while now, know that I was previously married. I met him in high school. We dated. It was not so good from the beginning. From the end of high school to when he joined the Navy, he cheated on me more than a handful of times, and I never told Ashley because I loved him. I didn't want my family and friends to hate him, and I knew if I said that, they would.
I just want to say is that we grew up together, but when she went to high school, 10th grade, she moved to New Jersey. So we were apart for the rest of high school. So I didn't really know her friends or who she was dating. I didn't know him until he came out here after he had already joined the military.
5 months before we got married, he told me that he had cheated on me. I was in love with him and I thought we could make it work. So he was going to leave for a deployment, and I asked Ashley if she could come live with me.
The plan was, though, in my head, that I was going to be moving over there for 3 months while I had my time off of work here. But then it became longer, obviously. It became 3 years later. But it was interesting to, you know, be like, damn, I'm going to move in with my best friend. But then it was weird, too, because it's like, okay, I'm not just moving in with my best friend. I'm also moving in with her husband, who I don't know.
I think a year into Ashley living there, I found out that I got from Pita. And we don't know from when it was, but I had to tell Ashley, like, hey, you know, my husband had previously cheated on me, and she kind of looked at me all crazy because she didn't know any of this happened, and if she did, she probably would have not moved in to all this drama. We tried to move past it, and like the end of 2016, I started having issues with Pita, and I wanted him to try more in the relationship, and I would go to Ashley and tell her to talk to him, and like I didn't know what to do because I was unhappy and all this stuff. So she kind of played a big role. They
would argue, they would do their thing, and then the next day it's like nothing ever fucking happened. And then they would continue their life. They would be lovey-dovey. It was just up and down every single time. It was just like when it started getting more and more and more intense, and then I started feeling a little bit uncomfortable because I was like, I don't know where we stand, because like even though she is my best friend and I care about you, I now care about your husband as well. Well, ex-husband now, but I care about him as well because I got to know him and we are a family now. So it's like I didn't know what to do.
I was just in a point in my life where I was very unhappy with myself, with my appearance, with my relationship, with where I was in life. Basically, everything. And a lot of it stemmed from the previous cheating, and I felt like I wasn't good enough for him, even though he would constantly tell me. And it was just hard. It's easy to say that you're gonna forgive and forget, but you honestly really don't. And I became this crazy psycho bitch. If you watch some of Ashley's previous vlogs, you will get to see a little taste of that. Last year, I became friends with Robin, there you go. Robin, and we all got, well, me and Ashley got close to her, and we all started hanging out with her and her husband and her husband's friends. I met this guy that was married, and we hit it off, and we started talking about our shitty relationship, our shitty problems, and me and him continued talking the whole time he was on deployment, and I know that that was wrong, but I feel like I felt so shitty for such a long time that having somebody make you feel anything but different felt nice. So I would come to Ashley and I would tell her that I didn't know what to do because I love my Pita, but like things weren't changing. Then there's this other guy being nice to me, and during his deployment he got divorced.
Just to clear it up, he didn't get divorced just to be with her. He got divorced because he had his own issues with his partner that he just didn't want to be in it. But I feel like Samantha and other people that, you know, whatever Samantha has told her friends, her family, are going to see Lucy as a homewrecker when he was just not happy in the relationship. So that made us have arguments all the time, but I found myself to be stuck because it's like, I know you're my best friend, so I need to support you and I want you to be happy. At the same time, I told her, I can't be, if you expect me to be the best friend who roots for you for every little thing that you do, then I'm not the one. Because at the end of the day, I care about you. And what you're doing is going to make everybody talk, and it's going to make people see you in a negative light that I don't want to. So that's me being overprotective, trying to make you not do things so that people won't talk about you. That's when everything started getting very rocky. And we're giving you this background so you can kind of understand the situation that we were both in and why everything led up to what it did.
During Halloween, Pita found out. It basically got really crazy, really fast.
So she got kicked out and moved in with Robin for a little bit. I stayed and I told him to at least give me a week so I can figure out where to live. At that point, that is when I feel like both of us kind of shifted. Because then it kind of became where it's like, well, I need to look out for myself.
I couldn't stay in Robin's house anymore for some legal reasons. So I had to leave. And I had to go back to
Oh my god, that was so sweet.
Pita's house. And we basically talked it out where he allowed me to stay, but it was still like weird. And it felt like scary because you don't know what somebody's capable of when they're hurt. So I was just like scared when I was living there.
I saw Lucy in a different light after everything happened because back then...
Because of something that I said where it sounded like I was a manipulating bitch, and she felt like if I'm able to do that to Pita, who knows what I've done to her or to other people. And when me and Pita first started dating, he had cheated on me and then he left me for some other girl. And then the girl was being mean to me and he was being mean to me. So then I made it my mission to get him back, and that I was going to play him like he played me, and I was going to hurt him and break his heart. That's what I said. And I said, it's so funny how much, like, everything changed, because technically then I did break his heart, but throughout the years, like, I completely forgot that I had said that way back when, because obviously I fell in love with him, so it wasn't even a thought, but that's what I said to you. And I could see how it could come off as like, that's what I would plan to do this whole time, when it wasn't.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense now. Yeah. So you can see how I took it like okay, like this is not the same person who, you know, I thought she was. I was cooking and she kept pushing my buttons, like, you know, she wanted to talk to me, and like, I would talk to you, but I wanted my time still because I was still mad. So then I ended up exploding and I ended up saying some really messed up things to her that I obviously was really, you know, I was upset. So I said all these things and I regretted it after to a certain extent because I felt bad because I'm like, how can I just say all that to you? Because you were going through a lot and the last person that you were counting on, which was me, then all of a sudden kind of way turned my back on you. So I planned that the next day that I was just gonna, you know, when I get home from work, I would talk to her. But then I received a text message from Pita saying to basically leave Ronaldo's paperwork and then her car keys in the counter table. And I don't know why, but it got so freaking heated because the way that I saw it was like, why couldn't you text me? Mm-hmm. And why did it have to be, you know, Pita? So then I like freaking opened that door and I just started screaming and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And it was just like that. At the end, I just got mad, but it took Ronaldo's paperwork with me because I'm like, this bitch ain't getting rid of Ronaldo while I'm at work. Nuh-uh. So I went into work and I was just like crying because like, you know, you're mad and like the last thing you need is for some drama like this to happen, and then you're trying to figure out like, where am I going to live now? Because like it's awkward. Obviously, you can't just move back in there. Like, you know, it doesn't make any sense. One of my coworkers offered me to live with her and she lived like 45 minutes away, you would say. Mm-hmm. 45 minutes away from where we lived and where I worked. And I was like, that's the best for me because I just want to be far away as possible from here. I went ahead and packed all my stuff, and then Lucy came out and basically said that I can have Ronaldo, that if I want to give her money for him, that's fine, and if I didn't, that was fine. Here I am, you know, the first time that I went ahead and I said some really bad things to Lucy, I wanted to apologize the next day, but then she did that, and I was like, well, F you then, right? And then now that I moved away, you know, and she gave me Ronaldo, in a way I felt bad, and I wanted to talk to you, so I said, hey, I think we should talk. She didn't reply until a while, and then she says, I said everything I had to say to you that night. If now you want to talk, I'll listen, but somebody else has to be present. Yeah. Something like that.
What I meant by that message was, like, I want somebody else to be present, because she was basically telling people that Pita kicked her out, and that wasn't true. So I'm like, who knows, if we have a conversation and it doesn't go good, like, what she's going to tell people about that conversation.
If you see it on my side, thinking, you know, petty Lucy, I didn't think that she meant it that way. I thought she meant it just so that, like...
You're going to fight me.
Yeah, like, I thought maybe she thought I was going to, like, fight her or something. Like, I just thought that it was stupid, because at the end of the day, I want to have a conversation one-on-one with her. I don't want somebody else to be present that is not involved in this. Like, I just wanted to fix it, basically, at that point. But with her responding to me that way, I took it wrong. I took it in a whole different way, so I just didn't respond at all. That's when the whole Cancun thing happened, and that's what made me furious, because I've been to Cancun before when I was younger, but when I arrived there, I got my period, so I didn't get to enjoy it. This time around, I already had planned Cancun since, like, a while, so, like, they all knew that I was going to be going to Cancun sometime in November. So I arrived to Cancun, and then I get a text message from Lucy, and I was so mad because she stated in her text saying, I know you're on vacation right now, but when you get back, we need to talk about how much you're going to give me for Ronaldo, because it's not a gift that I'm giving to you, or something like that.
Because after the message where I got mad, I started talking to people about how me and Ashley don't talk, and I didn't know why. And then how they would ask me about Ronaldo, because obviously everybody knew that she was attached to Ronaldo. And I told her, oh, she took him. And then everybody was like, why? Why would you let her take him? Like, that's your dog, blah, 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 blah. I got upset, and then I was like, well, she's not my friend for me to just give her a dog, because she obviously made it clear that she was not my friend. So, bitch, better pay me for it.
So I got mad because, like, she clearly stated that I was on vacation, so I felt like that was something that could have waited, because here I'm on vacation trying to get away from everything, right? I decided, when I was talking to everybody, too, about Ronaldo, and they were all like, you shouldn't pay her, she's not going to do shit, blah, 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 blah. But me, because even though I could be petty, I was not going to, like, I'm somebody who keeps my word, and I just want to do the right thing at all times. So I ended up talking to her, telling her, okay, well, how much do you want?
Then we didn't talk again after we agreed about the amount.
Yeah.
And then on New Year's, I went to Seattle. And I went to Cheesecake Factory, because it was open. And it was New Year's. And Ashley loves going to Cheesecake. So I low-key got emotional. I'm just going to message her, F it. If she doesn't respond, she doesn't respond. But then she did. So then that made me confused, because I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on with us. Like, we're not friends. And we're, like, being mean to each other. But then we text each other Happy New Year's to each other.
After New Year's, she started messaging me, telling me about, like, she started messaging me, telling me all these things. You were basically telling me, there was one message that you basically were like, I don't know what happened between us, like, you know, wishing me the best, and la la.
Basically, I wanted an explanation.
Yeah.
And I was being nice, because I wanted to know what the reason was, but she wasn't giving it to me.
So I was being petty, Ashley, right? So I was just reading them and not responding, and obviously that's going to piss people off, because here you are pouring your heart, because she was sending, like, long-ass messages, right? But there was one time where you sent me another long message, and it was the day of my birthday, and I was
that was an accident
on the snow, and here she is sending this long message, and it didn't even say happy birthday. So then I was like, fuck you, because you want this explanation on my birthday when I'm just trying to have a good time, and now I'm thinking about you, like, what the fuck, you know?
During this time, when all this drama was happening, I found out that Ashley was moving soon from her manager. So then I was like, damn, this girl's gonna leave. She's gonna screw me over like my old friends. And then on one night at freaking 2 a.m., my car gets TP'd. And then the cops are called, and it's like this big old thing. And then we're trying to figure out who did it. And then I call Ashley or text her or something.
I didn't respond, and then that's when she started sending me all those messages. Mm-hmm. And then the last message I received that I finally responded was when she said, I've something about how like I've been trying to talk to you, but I see you're not responding, so I'm gonna go to T-Mobile, and Petty Lucy telling me she's gonna go print all these conversations that we have had, and that she was gonna send it to Robin's cousin who's a lawyer, and they were gonna build a case on me, like basically threatening me, right? And I was not gonna leave, but it became the last week that I was gonna be there, so I understand why she was like, "Whoa, hello." So then I ended up responding, and I said, I did not TP your car. Like, if you're my friend, you would know that I wouldn't do some stupid shit like that. So I wasn't me. And then I said, and you can come pick up your money, I think Monday or Tuesday or something. So what ended up happening after that is the fact that we never really sat down and talked. So I decided the best thing for me was to move back to LA. And as soon as I got here, my anxiety was even worse because it was just weird to be moving back to California. Just in general, it's like, I lived here my whole life, then moving to Washington was really, really hard. I adjusted by having her and then Pita, and then that broke, and then moving back to LA, it's just weird because it doesn't feel like home anymore. I felt like, at that point, it just felt weird, and I felt lost. I didn't know who I was, and that's why I disappeared from Instagram, I disappeared from Snapchat, I disappeared from YouTube. I was gone for so long, and I was just completely lost. Every single day I thought about Lucy, about what happened, about how I still wanted to be her friend, how I think it was just so stupid, and, every single day. And then it became to, I don't even know when, but, I moved here in January. A couple months later, I just woke up one day and I just became happy. I can't explain it. I didn't, pray for it. I wasn't working on it. I just woke up one day becoming this Ashley who decided to, love herself, and I started posting, plus size videos, which I would have never done before. Yeah. So I'm in this weird thing where I don't know where it came from, but one day I just woke up this way. And then with time, because even, I was always petty about the situation because she was the only, she was my only friend, and I ended up isolating myself from Robin, from her husband, from everybody. And the reason why I did it was because I felt hurt, and I just needed to take myself away because I didn't know what was right. I didn't know who was there, who was gonna help me. Like, I found it to be easier to just leave. So it was really just mind fucking. And not only that, but I did talk to a couple of people, and I felt bad because I ended up saying your business to them. And obviously, whoever you talk to is gonna root for you because they're gonna see your side of the story. When I'm gonna talk to somebody and I'm gonna say my story, they're gonna root for me. Right? So obviously, I found it to be hard because I knew that with everything that I have said, because, most of it was, everything was true. There's two sides of the story. Mm-hmm. I knew that they weren't going to be supportive of my decision of trying to be friends with her again after everything that happened. But at the end of the day, I don't care what people have to say. At the end of the day, this is my life. This is the person that I care about. And when we find it, because this happened a couple weeks ago where we just sat down and we talked. Mm-hmm. And I was over the whole situation, so I didn't have any feelings towards it because I realized how stupid it was. And at the end of the day, you're my friend. You didn't really do anything to really hurt me. We weren't there for each other, and that was the biggest issue at the end of the day. It's just we weren't there for each other. There was a misunderstanding, and we just have this bond that is weird to explain. But, I'm not saying that, oh my God, we're super, super close to the hip again. That's going to take some time, but the fact that we gave each other some time, we were able to grow as people, and now we're both independent.
And so different than what we were.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video and want to see more videos of us together, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Comment down below. Let me know. Have you ever been in a shitty situation? What did you say or deal with, or how was it? Let me know, because we like to know the tea from you too, bitch. Because I know you like hearing tea from us, but we don't get any tea from you. So stir up the pot down below. And you're more than welcome to follow me on my social media platforms. They'll also be down in the description box. And we'll see you if we're still alive next time.
Well, hold on. Shout out to Pita. If you ever want to be our friends again, you know where to find us.
Oh, Petty Lucy.